My whole finger just went numb. What are we doing this week? Boomerang. I've always wanted to learn how to throw a boomerang, but to be honest, I've always been a little bit scared because when I was really young, I watched that movie Mad Max where the guy chops off his fingers with a boomerang. So I've always wondered if that's gonna happen to me. I can hardly throw a frisbee, so this is gonna be interesting. Got instructions here. Parental supervision is required. Probably should have brought my wife. Do not throw in high wind situations. That sucks. This is South Dakota. Every day is a high wind situation. Safety instructions, blah, blah, blah. Instructions are written for right-hand throwers. Lefties will need to interpret them for left-handed throwing. All right, enough instructions. Let's just give this a try. Didn't come back. Having a dog fetch this for me would probably make it a little easier. But... I think it's officially too windy. This thing is just flying all over the place. When I throw it, it comes back way to the left, it spins out of control. It's too windy. So I just gotta wait for a non-windy day now. And since it's South Dakota, this video might be done sometime in July. Hopefully sooner, but we'll see. All right, so I've run into the same problem about 5 days in a row now. It's too windy outside. We've had 15-mile-an-hour wind, gusts up to 25, and it has made it nearly impossible to throw this boomerang. This boomerang is essentially just like a frisbee, right? So when it's windy outside and you try to throw a frisbee, it goes all over the place. There's a park a little bit north of us that's a little bit smaller, and I took this up there yesterday, and the wind wasn't even that bad, and it blew it out directly into traffic. Probably my fault, but the wind didn't help. I just have to wait for a calm day and keep trying it, so this video might take a while. So the wind just dropped down below 4 miles an hour, which is perfect. I've been waiting like 3 or 4 days for this to happen. So we are gonna go throw the boomerang right now. So something really interesting I learned about the boomerang this week is that they were originally used for hunting in a sense that they would be thrown and they would loop back around birds that were sitting in like a pond. The birds would think that it was a predatory bird coming for them, so they would fly towards the person throwing the boomerang, which is really cool. Unfortunately, I have to stop. There are too many people in the field right now. With the flight patterns so erratic, I can't really depend on it going a certain direction. There's kids out there, they're playing frisbee, and I'm just worried that this boomerang is gonna clip one of them right in the head. Man, this project is infuriating. I don't know, when I throw it, it doesn't seem to, like I think I'm throwing it consistently, but it's not going anywhere near where I want it to. A lot of failures. I guess that's what it's gonna take to learn how to throw a boomerang. So I'll try it again when the wind is a little less volatile, but unfortunately we got storm clouds moving in. I think it's gonna be raining pretty hard here, pretty quick, so we're gonna call it a day right now. I think this is by far the most frustrating project to date. I have no idea the rhyme or reason behind boomerangs and why it's not working. I haven't even gotten like a decent throw the whole time I've been doing this. I have no idea what to do. It's frustrating when you don't really know what you're doing wrong and you have no idea how to correct what it is that you're doing wrong. I've read a lot of instruction manuals and I cannot seem to figure out how to get this done. I am on the way to a banquet with my lovely wife. I realized something today when I went home and started looking at boomerangs. Where I bought this on Amazon, it said that it is for right-handers only. And I thought that's dumb because it's clearly like symmetrical. You know, why would you need it? I'm wrong. I know you can't probably catch this on camera, but some of these edges here, it's thicker here and thinner on the opposing sides because this boomerang is made to turn counterclockwise in the air. The counterclockwise motion gives it the flight pattern that it needs to have. And so rotating clockwise doesn't work. So unless I throw this with my right hand, it's not gonna work. So luckily, if you've seen any of my past videos, you know that I learned a little bit of ambidexterity. Luckily, this banquet is at a school that has a football field right outside. So before the banquet starts, we are gonna go try to throw this right-handed and see if we have any luck with it. That was way better. Look at that. All right, so it works way better. This is really exciting. I can't wait to try this again tomorrow, but we're gonna get rained out. I'm already drenched. And I don't know about you, Megan, but I don't want to go to this banquet drenched. So we're going to wrap it up for now, but that's awesome. So that had a night and day difference on how this thing flew. Would you agree?
Oh, completely.
Yeah. When I throw it left-handed, it flies straight out there and it barely comes back at all.
It's like a frisbee.
Yeah, it's like a frisbee. And right-handed, it was flying behind, it would land behind me a lot of the time. It would land way off to the left, but it was always coming back and doing like the rotation up and then floating back down. So it's pretty clear that this has to turn counterclockwise in order for it to work. That was a huge breakthrough. I can't wait till it stops raining so I can give this a try again. So now it's time to go to the banquet. Probably can't wear a cap at a banquet. Okay, ready to go?
I am.
Looking pretty sharp.
Thank you.
Dang, we're just coming in too fast. All right, I think I'm done. I've gotten it to consistently come back to me every time, and that's kind of good enough for me. The edges of this are way too sharp, and so any speed it seems to come back is too fast. Anytime I even get close to catching it, it almost breaks a finger. This particular boomerang, I didn't know it, but it's kind of a fast-paced boomerang. When I see a lot of people throw this boomerang, they seem to have gloves on to catch it, and I didn't bring any gloves with me. But I've gotten it to consistently come back to me, so I'm gonna kind of call that good enough for me. Or it's just gonna take a lot of practice to get to kind of come in just right. So I'm gonna call it good on this one and maybe try again in the future. I really hope you guys liked this video. If you did, think about liking it, sharing it, subscribe, all that stuff. I hope to see you next week again. In next week's project, I have this thing called a jaw harp, which I'm hoping I can play as good as this guy. So that's going to be next week's project. I'm super excited about it. If you guys have ever thrown a boomerang or have had any luck with it, please let me know. I'd love some tips, kind of get that secret on how to throw it just right. Again, you guys have suggestions on what to learn, let me know. My name is Luke Brown. I try to learn something new every week. And so until the next video, I'll see you next week.